Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today in this webinar, where we will be talking about the Arcadis City of 2030 Accelerator, powered by Techstars. Specifically, we are going to give you the details relating to our Amsterdam-based accelerator, which runs its second program starting in March of 2020. My name is David Mendez, and I am the Managing Director with Techstars. This means, together with our partners at Arcadis, led by Patrick Van Hoof, Global Digital Innovation Director, and with the help of some subject matter experts, we choose the companies that enter the accelerator and, once accepted, act as a connector, chief supporter, mentor, and the person that helps make sure you are always seizing the amazing opportunities made available to you. We are also joined by our program manager and a staff of associates, as well as Raquel Polo, Arcadis' Startup Accelerator Manager. Arcadis and Techstars have formed a partnership to operate this annual accelerator, and we are excited to proceed into our second year. We began in Amsterdam 1 year ago and are part of Arcadis' Digital Innovation Hub. Before we get into details, we wanted to share with you the basics. The reasons why you should keep listening to this webinar. First, like all Techstars programs, this is a 3-month program. It's based in Amsterdam, which means most, if not all of the key founders will need to spend that time in our offices here. The program itself focuses on one theme, but a broad definition of that theme, Smart City. We will choose 10 companies to participate. These companies can be from anywhere in the world. Each startup will receive up to $120,000 in investment plus company perks valued at over $2 million. You will be given fast-track partnership opportunities with Arcadis, both in the Netherlands and globally. And of course, there will be Techstars and Arcadis mentoring. We have designed this program to give you unique access meant to truly accelerate the growth of your company. So let's talk about the two networks coming together in this program. The first is Techstars. What is Techstars? Well, quite simply, Techstars is the worldwide network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. Techstars was founded in 2006 by two prominent entrepreneur and venture capitalists, David Cohen and Brad Feld. Many of you have probably heard of Brad Feld, one of the most famous American venture capitalists. What the two of them realized many years ago is that what early stage startups need, beyond, of course, money, is a powerful network and strong mentorship. They wanted to see if they could provide those two things at scale and thus started Techstars. And with that began the global accelerator movement. Fast forward to today, and Techstars has expanded tremendously. We now have 42 accelerator programs across 4 continents and 26 cities, some with specific verticals and corporate partners like Arcadis, and some standalone programs that are sector agnostic. We also run startup programs across 150 countries and have our own $400 million venture capital fund called Techstars Ventures, which has some of the best returns of any VC found in the world. Here are just a few of the companies where Techstars was a seed investor. Twilio and SendGrid have IPO'd in the past 3 years with billion-dollar valuations. PillPack was bought by Amazon recently for nearly $1 billion, and we also invested in the first round of Uber, which IPO'd earlier this year. Across those cities and programs, Techstars now has a network of over 12,000 mentors, founders, investors, and corporate partners that give you, the entrepreneur, an unfair competitive advantage because you can plug into it from wherever your startup is based, in London, Paris, Bangalore, Hong Kong, New York, Melbourne, anywhere. This is especially powerful if your company has a global outlook and is looking to scale to new geographies. Let's take a quick look at Techstars by the numbers. So far, we have worked with over 1,700 companies, which have raised over $5.5 billion in funding at a combined valuation of $19 billion. Incredibly, about 87% of our companies are still active or have been acquired via a merger and acquisition deal. We've had 188 exits to date. This success is made transparent to founders on the Techstars.com website. Part of the reason for this success is that Techstars companies continue to benefit from the network after the accelerator has ended. For instance, we have a 5-person M&A and partnership team in Silicon Valley to help companies when they are looking for an exit or to form a partnership. Our success statistics are widely thought to be the strongest in the industry. So let's talk now about our partner's big network in this equation, Arcadis. I'll turn it over now to Patrick Van Hoof, Global Digital Innovation Director.
Thank you, Dave. Hi, everyone. Let me start by telling you a little bit more about Arcadis. So we have prepared a few slides to give you the overview of our great company and what we're doing, and of course, where the Techstars program specifically fits in. So if we look at Arcadis at a glance, we are a company founded in 1888 with about 27,000 people around the world. We're active in nearly all continents. You see a little bit of Africa in there as well. Of course, we don't have a really large representation there, but yeah, very much a global firm. And we have offices in over 40 countries. So yeah, we have a big reach and a long history, which sets us up really well for defining the future, specifically in natural and built assets. So everything you see around you, whether it's infrastructure, or it's a building, or it's a natural environment, in all of that, we play a massive role as one of the leading global design and consultancy firms in that space. Our headquarters are in Amsterdam, which is also an important fact, of course. And what specifically, in which areas are we active right now? You get a little bit of the pie chart here, if you will. The infrastructure business is about 25%, 25%, as well as our buildings elements or buildings activities, which is an even larger part of the puzzle. And water and environment, so the natural side of things, are also quite substantial. So you can say it's relatively close, it's equally split, but we're really shaping the physical space around you. Now that industry, or that way of, or that particular sector where we design and engineer the physical environment, is about to be massively changed or disrupted by digital. And as many other big incumbent companies have noticed, you have to reinvent yourself and how you do what you're good at in order to stay relevant, specifically in the case of a digital disruption. And our industry is one of the last ones to be affected by digital, and we're really aware of that. So our CEO, Peter Oosterveer, he really wanted us to shape a vision, not just for Arcadis, but also for the city of the future, and what our role is in shaping that city. And as you can see here on the screen, sort of a summary of what we did, what we came up with is, our work relates to what they call an asset lifecycle. We plan assets, we design them, we engineer for them. We don't do the construction, but of course we're heavily involved there as well. And then we operate assets, and then we sort of repurpose them. So it's the life cycle of an asset. Well, that whole process will become heavily digitized, automated, and intelligent, right? So data-driven approaches, a lot of AI will probably in the future optimize how that's done. And we really know that that's possible. And we have all of this, data, and we have this big track record, a lot of historical data that we can use to optimize that flow and that process. And secondly, we can get a lot closer to the human need. One of the things that digital has enabled companies to do is not just be data-driven, but also pretty much get closer to what the end user expects from any kind of product or service offering. And that's what we want to incorporate in how we work. And you can show that here. You can see that here on this page that shows an infinity loop. It's a continuous sort of process of learning from what the end user prefers, how they want to live their life, how they want to work, how they want to travel, pretty much how they use the physical environment. And that allows us to optimize the process that I just described, right? How do we plan for that physical environment? How do we design, et cetera? And that's just the how and sort of the what we're doing, but in which areas, like what are the growth areas that we see in and around cities for the next 10 years. Well, those are mobility, resiliency, places, and resources. Those are really the big areas that people care about, living in cities or around cities. Mobility is a big pain point for everyone. Resiliency, the effects of climate change. How do you prepare for those types of changes and disruptions? Places, how do we make better use of neighborhoods, and how do we create facilities, workplaces, etc. And finally, the resource loops, right? Whether it's water, food, energy, pretty much all of the different basic needs that people have, they can be optimized as well. So we have experience in that field, and we can play a massive role in shaping that for the future. In short, our mission is to improve the quality of life, and we want to do that by better understanding how people live their lives. Now, a big part of that, in order to get there, is a digital transformation. Right? A lot of big companies have to make the move. That's quite massive, actually. So we've divided that up into 3 different phases: horizons 1, 2, and 3, if you will. And horizon 1 is all about scaling current technologies and the current business model. So it's digitizing how you do things. Horizon 2 is a lot more exciting, where you get to identify new business models, new product service combinations, leveraging digital and leveraging your data and your digitized processes. And then after that, horizon 3 is much more exploratory in nature, where it's not yet impactful for your business, but you do have to understand how technologies are evolving and developing, and what you might be able to do with them in the relatively near future. And of course, this program fits in perfectly in the second and the third horizon, where we look at new business models, new products, new services, as well as the application of new technologies. And we do that internally as well. So we develop something new internally, but we also want to tap into the amazing innovative potential of startups and engage in open innovation. And that's where we partnered with Techstars to set up this program. Dave, back to you.
Thank you, Patrick. Let's talk about all this works, about how it all works. This is a 3-month program based here in Amsterdam that roughly follows 3 themes. The first month is all about mentorship. There will be 3 types of mentors: Arcadis executives focused on helping you work within their global businesses, Techstars MDs and other staff focusing on strategy and execution, and external mentors who comprise successful entrepreneurs, senior executives from the corporate community, many of whom have or are working at a variety of sectors within the smart city world, and other technology experts. The second month is about building traction and partnerships. During this time, you will be fully exploring proof of concepts and pilots within Arcadis. Techstars will also help you with partnerships with other institutions. We will help you meet the right people globally who can help you grow revenue and customer bases. The third month is about the theme of the story, meaning getting you ready to tell your company's story in the most powerful way possible. If you have ever wondered why some companies raise all the money at the early stages, it's because they are able to tell a great story about their team, their product, and the opportunity. We help you do this, getting you ready for investor pitches and, of course, demo day, the last day of the program, when you get on stage and present to hundreds of investors, customers, partners, mentors, and other people in the community. Through our corporate partner, Arcadis, our accelerator provides up to $120,000 of investment for your company. This is broken down to a $20,000 investment for 6% common stock in your company. For those of you who've already raised money, this is not meant to be a valuation event, and any reputable investor will recognize this. In the rare case that we fail you and are not able to provide substantial value to your company, Techstars and Arcadis offers an equity-backed guarantee. That is how much we believe in what we do and make us the only accelerator in the world that provides this guarantee. We also provide an optional $100,000 convertible note. Many of our companies take the note as a way to extend their runway to the next round. We would be remiss not to mention some of the other benefits you get. For example, for every accelerator program, including this one, we hire 3 to 4 associates for the duration of the program, as well as an entrepreneur in residence and special resources who engage with the program from time to time. These are business development, marketing specialists, people with design degrees, UI, UX, and people with front-end and back-end engineering skills, and they work for you. They are meant to be resources for your company to help you do more faster. In the past, about half of these associates joined portfolio companies at the end of the program, making them fantastic and low-risk early hires. On top of that, it's important to talk about class community. The 10 companies that take part are all in it together, and the advice and introductions that you receive from each other become an invaluable addition to the value of the program. I encourage you to reach out to alumni companies to get firsthand accounts of this dynamic resource. And of course, there is the concept of Techstars for life. We are aligned with you, the founder, and we continue to support you during your entrepreneurship journey. So why does this work? Success breeds success. So like all Techstars programs, the Arcadis City of 2030 Accelerator is highly selective. In our first class, we had more than 350 applicants from approximately 47 countries for the 10 spots. The caliber of startup is so high, and in aggregate, their monthly revenue rates were tripled just during the 3 months of the program. Post-program, several are already closing seed funding rounds between $500,000 to $2 million. We've even had one company that was offered a merger and joint venture agreement. What this program is not is startup school. In fact, increasingly, most of our applicants have a product, and many have revenue and have already raised an early round of capital. Many of our founders have been entrepreneurs before and know firsthand that time is money. We aim to fast forward your business by 18 months. We accelerate your business. We don't build it for you. Let's give you a few examples of pilots that have come out of our previous program with our corporate partner, Arcadis. Kala, a German-based company, has an ongoing pilot with Arcadis Germany businesses. They are also working now with the Netherlands division as well. MailerWorks, based in Italy, has also been working on an ongoing pilot in Italy with their maintenance and operation groups. They are about to also do the same with the division in the Netherlands. ModelMe 3D, an Amsterdam-based company, has been working with Arcadis with their headquarter redevelopment in Amersfoort. These are just a few examples of how these companies, just in a short period of a few months, have proceeded with proof of concepts and pilots with our corporate partner, Arcadis. So what kind of companies are we looking for this program? Based on the Arcadis' future vision, we are specifically looking for founders using leading edge technology in the following areas in the smart city sector. Places or belong, developing and regenerating neighborhoods, facilities and workspaces to create a thriving and sustainable built and natural environment. The second area is mobility, or how we move. Designing and orchestrating the enabling infrastructure, transportation, and logistics networks of the future. Resilience, or how we protect. Protecting and recovering from existing emerging risks, human and environmental, to safety, security, and business continuity. And finally, resources, how we live. Empowering cities and entrepreneurs to close resource loops across energy, water, food and air, reducing pollution and waste, and responsibly producing and consuming goods and services and protecting the environment. Many ask how we evaluate companies to determine if you should be part of the Arcadis City of 2030 Accelerator. First and foremost, we focus on the strength of the team. Team, as we say. We look for well-rounded teams with complementary skill sets that give us indications that they can build the next great companies. Then we consider the size of the opportunity and market, your traction to date, and of course your product. But above all, a great team is paramount. Team, team, team. Well, that nearly sums things up. At Techstars, we help entrepreneurs build great businesses, and like no other, we can provide it with data. We help founders and their teams connect with other entrepreneurs, experts, mentors, alumni, investors, community leaders, and corporate partners who give their company an unfair advantage. I invite you to apply to our program and possibly meet us or either face-to-face or virtually within the next few months. Thank you.